Ha, it doesn't have the intro video. All right, we are prepared for this, Garrett and I. What's up,
Yes,
Doom
we are.
Nation? Welcome back. You were listening to the Two Doom Men podcast. Skaggs is not here with us, as you can see, so it is a little bit of a bonus episode with the Captain Samurai. What's up, Garrett?
What's up, brother? Good to see you. Good to be
Good
back
to
on.
see you too, man. All right, so we got a interesting episode today. First and foremost, sorry for not going live last night. What happened there over there, Garrett? In
Well, I
old New
live
Jersey?
in old New Jersey. I live in the woods, so but I don't know. It was a beautiful day, and our internet was out from literally probably like 5 o'clock till this morning. We had no internet, so we apologize that I can't control the internet of New Jersey, but we are back on now. We had a little ripper storm come through so me and Cap's got a storm going on right now too. So like,
it's pouring outside right now.
If you guys, if we just happen to drop off in the middle of the episode, I apologize. We are dealing with some storms where we're living right now, but yeah, we should be back on the roll for now.
And yeah, as of now, we're doing good. Tune in this Friday for SmackDown while Skaggs and Big L go live with a companion stream for SmackDown. Of course, we're continuing forward with the wrestling, the pop culture, everything fun. But today, since Skaggs is busy, he's on vacation, this, that, and the next, I called up Garrett and I said, hey, let's talk a little conspiracy here. And
you know what we do best.
Yeah, some interesting things in the world of politics has happened over man, I mean the past 3 weeks. Q always said August is going to be a hot month, and it's been a little hot, but we've been so black-pilled. Do we trust anything?
I don't know. I'm with you a little bit too, and especially because obviously we're in a group chat with Skaggs too, and he is black-pilled the most out of all of us, right? But so I don't know, man.
We were setting
I try
this
not
up,
to be.
Yeah, when we were setting this up, I was like, oh man, we're going to talk about like how Trump's doing good with like bringing in like the National Guard to DC, because like I'm pretty sure you don't disagree with it. I don't wildly disagree with it, but like he was just going to figure out how it's like bad because Trump's bad since Epstein did, and the Epstein file didn't come out. But we still gotta promote the good things. It can't all be black pills. But that's the problem. We've been so black pilled. Seeing Obama possibly getting indicted, seeing DC become federalized. Texas being redistrict. The redistricting. What's gonna happen? Go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. Yeah, there's a lot of wild shit going on. There's a lot of stuff, and like we've been, trying to hold Trump accountable for as best as we can, especially with like the stuff I sent you before, like them tracking Amazon and all this surveillance stuff through Plantier, all that other stuff. So like, I really feel like it's a need for us to call him on his bullshit when we disagree, because I'm getting like hardcore Trump supporters are like, "What the fuck is this, Gar? What is this?" And I'm like trying to tell him, explain to him everything else that I'm like, it's just basically the Patriot Act 2.0, and they're doing it through a different type of surveillance, tracking your purchases, tracking what you're buying on Amazon, seeing if you have any history account. It's for advertising, collecting data. Like, how much more data do you need to collect on all this? We've been on I'm old. I'm a lot older than Cap. Like, I was on fucking MySpace, bro.
I was on MySpace. I had a MySpace.
You got like my homepage song from like 1999 or 2000 and something, like how much more data you have? Almost 2 decades worth of data on all people our age. Like, how much more?
Yeah.
Like, I like guns, I like big booty Latinas, I like what else do you offer me? I like to wrestle, my kids fist fight, like it's cool, like this is what I do. So and I like to go pop every once in a while, so
dude, I've been on come to think of it, I've been on Facebook since it got popular.
Yeah, well, Facebook. We could go into Facebook. Facebook, if you want to look into it, is like, it was handed over to the CIA to do data collection on everybody, and they have all our faces and a quadrillion pictures to fucking track. And now everywhere we go, they know
all our locations,
who we are, all our locations, who we checked in with, who we did this. And like, listen, I'm guilty as charged too. I was an idiot. I was like, yeah, I have a business, so you want to tag it. This is how you're promoting, and you're looking at it from this side. But like, at the same time, like we just just handed over the keys to the kingdom, you know? So, but I think we're a lot more aware of it, especially when we became aware of like what the Patriot Act really was like surveilling us on our soil, which the CIA is not supposed to do. You know, but that's what they've been doing for a very, very long time. And then Plantier doing all this biometric recognition, tracking your stuff, you know, like that's not something I'm into. So I don't know what the reasoning is for this. What is the reasoning for him to be putting this platform forward? But getting back to what you were talking about was like, you know, Obama might be getting indicted. Shift. I was looking at him today where they, you know, his pardon was for January 6th, wasn't for Russiagate. And we all know.
And it wasn't for the fraud that he committed, a mortgage fraud.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're also seeing these people that are attacking Trump for mortgage fraud, like Letitia James, all those guys. They're getting hammered. Like, and that's what we were trying to say too. Is like everybody inflates their numbers to try to go get a loan as best as they can, right? Like, it's just how business is done, especially if you're in the tri-state area. Like, oh, this is worth this much. I need a loan for this. But like, no harm, no foul. There was no victim. He paid him back. Everybody was like, I would loan him the money again. You know, stuff like that. But these people are like, he's a criminal, he's a felon, he's this. Like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it's pretty ironic to see that, like, even like you could even look at like the old contracts for like Mar-a-Lago or whatever Trump bought, and they were like, look, this is what we think it's worth. Please review it. There could be mistakes. Like, and even the bank came back and like, oh no, it's not really this. And they're like, oh, okay, no like it was all said and done, like, and they still charged him on it. And nobody had a problem with that. You know what? Like the one thing that I've been noticing, which is pretty funny.
I mean, he also has that many assets, so like they're gonna give him money, dude.
Yeah.
Whether it's just Mar-a-Lago, whether it's Trump Tower, whether it's Trump Tower in another country, whether it's this, like the guy's got jets, the guy's got this, and like, and everybody always says like, oh, he was a crook, he was this, he was that. Did anybody ever do like construction in New York City?
Yeah.
Like, tell me an honest one.
Yeah.
You know, like I mean, everything's a union bid.
I always laughed back in
but Sammy the Bull, you ever see that interview with Sammy the Bull? And he was like, I tried to get to Trump. Like, I tried. He all had, you know, ex-FBI as like his what's it called? That's his personal security. Like, we tried to get him to take a number. We tried to get him to, you know, take.
He's been insulated for a long time,
which is very weird too.
Yeah.
It is a little odd, especially.
Well, you know, the Barron Trump's travel to the, you know, the center of the earth, right?
Yep.
But what was I going to say before?
Shift, maybe.
Yeah, something about. Oh, you know what I've been noticing is we are truly in a new atmosphere because, like, right now, if you look at like Gavin Newsom complaining and you look at like Shift and they're just like, he's cheating. This isn't right. We're going to sue him. Bro, you spent 4 years championing all like mortgage
every
fraud.
You could get.
You know, like you guys
insider trading.
You guys changed
treason.
The statute of limitations so you could try him. Yes, you could charge him and try him. And now cheating. Like we're gerrymandering and like we got news said like this is your second warning, Trump. I laughed so hard reading these tweets of his. What are you gonna do? You're one state.
I just also don't understand this guy's. I mean, he's got brass balls, right? He's doing a podcast. He's doing all this other stuff. But the way you were the mayor of San Francisco and ran that shithole, and then how you came over through COVID and were having like, you know, it was like Hunger Games. You were allowed to go out and drink at your vineyards and party, but everybody else was getting fined. And, oh, you can't do that. You need to wear a mask, but you're out there doing your thing, right? And then like how he's just destroyed California, beautiful state, destroyed it, and the people let him, you know, as well. And I mean, I'm
they all accepted it. They loved it.
We're guilty as charged. We live on the East Coast where it's the other 3 blue states. Like New Jersey, I live in, is the California now. We have the highest taxes, everything else. I mean, Murthy's on his way out, and he's just throwing everything to screw the people. I don't even know why, because he's a masshole and he should never have been the governor mayor. So, like, sorry, Massachusetts, but he is a masshole. Okay, but you know, man, like it's just wild to me for him to even have the balls and come up and like, what the fuck are you gonna do, Pelosi's cousin? Like, what are you gonna do? Oh, we're gonna take the economy. You have no economy left because your economy is leaving for Texas.
Yeah.
And you
know,
realize that you're giving away all these billions of dollars to illegals, and you're just hemorrhaging money.
and they're still
even
trying
the rich
to.
people are leaving. Even the rich liberal people are like, "See you later. I can't."
The amazing thing is, since Trump's been in office not even a full year yet, and look at what he's done with immigration and how he's hurt states that and representatives that are still trying to support immigration, and he's just cutting off funding for for education
Look how
for
many illegals haven't made it across the border just in the
yeah,
first
it's
8 months.
down 94%. Yeah.
Yeah, like you're
Yeah.
gonna tell me that this wasn't intentional after seeing the cause and effect, right? Like you let this guy, this border policy in Mayorkas, who should be hung like he is treason upon treason. And this is why, like, this will lead into what we were talking about, the gerrymandering Texas. We were going to work into that, right? But like just seeing it, and California's like, oh, it's our economy, it's this, it's that. Like, I saw a number the other day. They were like, imagine New Jersey had 900,000 less people in it.
Yeah.
That was the
housing market would be the greatest housing
There's
market
over
in the
a million plus. And like, listen, I know a lot of people that are probably unregistered, right? Especially where we live. I live by high Hispanic areas, all that other stuff. There's some great people out there, and I appreciate them, and I love them. Some of them are my friends, right? But like at the end of the day, like you broke the law getting in. And they're like, oh, but they really didn't. No, like you, number one, when you stepped across, like I say it all the time, like we try to just jump foot to Mexico. Where do you think we're going? We just try to jump foot to Nicaragua without a passport. What do you think's going to happen to us? Like you try to go over to Iran and just walk over the sand. What do you think's going to happen? Right. So we're the only ones. Oh, all
the queers for Palestine running over there. Yeah,
dude, it's wild to me. It's wild to me. So, but I mean, you're seeing the cause and effect too. Is like, and they're like, oh, our economy. They pay taxes. They do this. Like, yo, California, New Jersey, all of them, right? They're spending billions of dollars to house these people and do everything else. So you take those people out, you're not spending those billions of dollars.
Yeah, it could go back in the community. You could actually build the schools that you've been trying to build.
Dude, our schools, they're shutting schools down in my town. They're shutting, like, there was a hole in the major interstate, Route 80.
Dude, the infrastructure by you is always falling apart.
It's insane.
Even last night, a pole
roads
fell
and
down.
Schools. They're closing our schools, and there's a fucking hole to Satan's asshole falling through the thing and shuts down a whole. That highway runs from New Jersey to California, and there was a hole the size that you could drive tractor trailers into it for 8 months. 8 months, not a week, not a month. Let's figure it out. 8 months. Shut it down. Cap, you got no volume. You got no voice. Did you hit the mute?
Yes, I did. Thank you.
No,
still getting used to this microphone. It doesn't have a swing
arm. You sound
arm.
amazing, though.
Thank you. Yeah, I see in the comments too. It doesn't have a swing arm, so I'm just holding it like a microphone because with the ADHD, I can't sit still and all that good shit. No. So once I find a swing arm, this will be a little bit better. But yeah, I must have hit the mute button. But anyway, let's shift gears and get into gerrymandering and what's going on in Texas, because I believe just last night the new redistricting was passed without the representatives that fled, right?
Well,
is that because that's what I was confused on. Like the state Supreme Court passed it, and I know there's not you need like all 33 something representatives in the state to vote on it, and I think like 22 out of like the 30 plus voted for it. And I got to give it up to the left at this point for trying to just do whatever they can. And they literally ran away to Chicago.
To the other shithole.
Yeah, couldn't get any further out of Texas, further north out of Texas. So they ran to Chicago.
Yeah, it was wild watching them like literally just flee. Like, first of all, you're an elected official and you're there to represent your district and your people. And then when somebody takes their ball, like they're like, I'm taking my ball and going home. And then they just fled. They fucking fled. So they fled. Who paid for all that stuff? You're telling me that came out of their personal accounts?
Nope.
Who do you think flew him? Oh, a super PAC of money that you donated to the
Yeah.
Democratic Party so they could go play this bullshit game because they're like, oh shit, we're going to lose what we cheated on years ago and made it and let more illegals and more all this other stuff in. And we had, oh, we need to have it more diverse to represent the people. Well, one thing I never understood too is like, oh, we need to represent the black community more. Well, if the black people are voting for the white people to represent the community, isn't he representing the community?
Yeah.
Like
they're voting for what they want. But all you want to help the black community. How about like every hospital and school and shelter or whatever community center that you promised through the millions of mayors and governors
for the past fucking 70 years?
Yeah, that have promised a million things. Excuse me, in places like Chicago and Baltimore and Maryland. Well, Baltimore, Maryland, same place.
Yeah. Hit the mute.
This thing is very sensitive. I'm sorry, guys.
Just the tip. That's
fine. It's right there. It's right there.
We're gonna have to put like the tape over it.
So I'm gonna put a little thumbtack over it. So. But like, think of everything that's been promised to Baltimore, Detroit, Chicago over the past. Yeah, you're right. 70 years.
Yeah, Newark, Camden. Well, I mean, okay, I know we're getting a little off topic here because we're talking about but like, look at DC. I think DC's been ran by a Democratic, town council, mayor, police chief, everything for like, I would say probably
50 years,
half a century.
Yeah. 50,
and they're like, oh, crime went down, crime went up. Like, you've been in control the whole time of this shit show.
My favorite argument.
How do you blame it on anybody else?
And nobody, the great part about like and I use quotation marks here, new world that we are in, is nobody buys this shit anymore. Crime is down. No. Crime went up. Yeah, crime went up under Biden by like 50%, X percent. I won't even give it a number, so I can't be wrong. X percent. And then like some things changed, or they just got rid of like bail and nobody's going to jail and all this stuff. And now crime came down by like 3%. And that 3% is the biggest drop in history in that area. Nothing really changed. Okay. Why don't we get it down to like a single digit? You know what I mean? Like crime dropped by 80%, where we're in the 5th percentile of a crime-free area.
Oh, 100. No, I agree with you. So I was trying to pull up, I don't know if I have it and I don't know how we can share it, but they were talking about, the DC. I mean, like, we have the clip of like the head of the DC police going, the guy's like, well, what's the chain of command? And she's like, what's that? What's that? You're telling me
I heard that today.
You're the head.
I was sitting down. I almost had to get up and run away listening to that.
You're the head law enforcement official of Washington, D.C., and you don't know what the chain of command is?
Yeah.
Like, we're we're simpleton civilians, and we know what that means.
I think they were trying to like avoid, because in the questioning, I believe it was like, all right, what's the chain of command? It goes like Trump, Pam Bondi, then who? Yeah. And I think they were kind of like trying to deflect and be like, what's the chain of command? Like, there is no chain of command, just so they can't admit that like Bondi is in control.
Yeah, that they're all getting controlled.
Which, for the most part, the little black pill of the night that, to show that Garrett and I aren't, just blinded by, supporting Trump here. Bondi's not necessarily the best person to be in charge of this either.
No, I mean, and
I don't trust her after the Epstein stuff. How can we? People like me and you, how can we?
Yeah, so I know we're jumping around a little bit, and we were on Texas and talking about gerrymandering and how they're.
I'm sorry, everybody. Me and
no.
Me and Garrett are just jazzed up, man.
Yeah, you just got to stick with us on this. But going back to like, and that's what I said. Even when he made her the AG, I was like, Pam Bondi. Like, really? I'm like, didn't she handle the first Epstein case where he got the sweetheart deal and he basically just only had to go to jail between like 2 and 3 on a Thursday? Like, basically, like the guy who comes and inspects your house for your electric, they're only available every 3rd Thursday for between 1:30 and 2:14 if you get them at the lunar eclipse and everything else, like
on a leap year.
Yeah, on a leap year, every 3rd Sunday, But yeah, I was like, dude, you're putting her in control. And like, she was part of that whole thing. Like, she's been entwined with Epstein for, I don't know, since 2009.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
wild thing is, as we're so speaking on Epstein, I see a lot of people that I went to high school with that are like lefties and they're friends and stuff, and they're like calling for this Epstein list and Trump's a racist, a rapist. We need to see it. We need to see this. I was like, motherfuckers. I'm like, I've been talking about this shit since 2009, and you guys are like, oh, you're an idiot. You're conspiracy. Now you're all in, right? But then the same thing where they're like, save the children, save the children, save the children. But like literally like 3 months ago, you're like, drag queen story hour, cut off your genitals.
It's
cut off
funny
your tits.
because
like you want to save the children, but like dude, it baffles me. And these people are so all in on it. I'm like, oh,
that's
my
how
God.
simple the equation is.
It is.
That I think Elon Musk honestly was like told to be like, you know what, start a problem and be like Trump's on the Epstein list, because then it literally took the 11% that is progressive, and it took a percentage out of that 11% of the population, and it was like, oh, if Trump's on it, now I want the Epstein. So blinded by their hate for Trump that they are going to sell out Obama and Bill Gates and all these people that were positive were on there.
I don't think they really realize like those people are on there. And I don't think
matter to me, right?
No,
Who cares?
No,
Who cares?
They are just so blinded in rage with like TDS, right? Like they're so blind.
So you, hold on. So you think in their mind, like the Epstein list is going to come out and it's just going to be one name, Donald Trump.
Some of them, yes. Some of them, yes. 100%. 100%. Especially the way they talk and do stuff. And it's like, dude, I just think it's so wild because they're like, oh, you're in a cult. You're in a cult. Like, we just spent the first 15 minutes calling out Trump on Plantier,
right?
Calling out Trump on everything else, doing all that other shit, right? But like I've always said, and I know I've said this to like Skaggs and stuff because, you know, he's Captain Black Pill sometimes, right? Like, but I said, I'm like, you know, and everybody's like, oh, 4D chess, 5D chess, etc. But I go, realistically, like, what a genius move would it have been for him to be like, Elon, tell him I'm on the fucking list.
Yeah.
And now they're just calling for it. And like now they have the Democrats that had 4 years to let all this stuff go, that everybody forgets that Joe Biden and Kamala could have fucking put the Epstein list out the whole time. Why didn't they? You're telling me
because Joe's on it.
Even before that, right? Even before that, when he was running, you're telling me they've literally they've changed laws. They've changed, you know, statutes of limitations to go after this guy. You're going to tell me if they've had this and they knew, they wouldn't have thrown it at him and he was on it? You know what I'm saying? Like they wouldn't have used this card already?
Yeah. If he was truly on it and it didn't infiltrate their party, they wouldn't be going after him on, you know,
mortgage fraud from fucking 1987.
And they wouldn't be talking about the payout to Stormy Daniels. This would be the thing.
Or the Russia collusion, or this, or that, or the J6. Now they're on the Epstein. Which, like, dude, I'm all for. Me and Cap released the fucking list. I don't give a shit who's on it.
Let the governments crumble. Let the world leaders.
And that's what everybody says. They're like, oh, the government would crumble. Who gives a shit?
You sent something back in the day. Well, it's not back in the day. It's stupid of me to say, but several weeks ago when we were, you know, pretty black pilled before episode 300, but you sent something that was like pretty like level headed, but still a cope. It might have been like an anonymous thing where it was like, it's silent leverage. He has the list and he's going along with this poorly planned lie, because it's one of the most poorly planned lies we've ever seen. And this is part of the conspiracy of, you know, that we're talking about tonight, that like he's going to use this list as silent leverage so nobody has to die. If the list came out and it was that bad, there might be, you know, you might need to declare martial law in some states, or some small governments might just completely crumble. So this might be their way of doing it in the most peaceful manner.
Well, I mean, you have the most powerful weapon, let's say, underneath and once you release that weapon, right? Like you don't have the control because it's already over there. So do you feel, and I mean, obviously we're just throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks right here. We know nothing. We're simpletons in our basements. Okay. Simple as that. Right. But we are informed and we do research and we do look through a lot of stuff. Right. But like, how smart is it for him if it is a cope, whatever, but like, we're wargaming here to have that possible leverage, right? To be able to do that, to get these people to make these moves and make them look like they're making the moves on their own, and they're not being forced to play their card because they don't want a video of them banging little kids or a fucking farm animal out there, right?
Yeah.
So, I think it is genius, and I think it's almost like a useful idiot tool. Like, okay, we're going to use this useful idiot tool until the tool runs out, and then we're going to expose you either way.
And then we're going to nail you.
Or we're going to let you guys, I've seen a lot of self take care of yourselves lately. So we see a lot of
Dude,
you just saw the the Blackstone or whatever, the BlackRock executive that everybody's like, oh, they went into the NFL. No, he shot the lady who's fucking head of buying all the little houses from everybody. There's a lot of things that you don't see where there's been a ton of CEOs, especially over the past 3 or 4 years, that have fell off a 60 fucking story building, shot themselves twice in the chest and hung themselves. Like, there's been a lot of that if you're aware and you're looking at those things, and a lot of them all link together and link back to all these people in power. And it's like almost like House of Cards, right? Like, they tell you it's predictive programming. Like House of Cards, I just rewatched it again. I'm like, this is the Clintons.
I gotta watch it from the beginning.
It's the Clintons.
I know, yeah.
And they're murdering people and they're doing this and they got this and they got that, and it's wild. It's fucking wild, right?
Yeah.
It does exist.
I have a question for you. I've been keeping this in my pocket for weeks now. It is one of my most unhinged theories.
I love this.
Okay.
This makes me excited.
Yeah. We're almost at the halfway point. So this is a nice little intersection. We'll save this.
Now we appreciate you.
Gags, minute 27.
This might not be on YouTube. See you later.
No. This will be on YouTube. It's not that controversial, but it is a wild conspiracy theory. So Q always told us, and we were just talking about CEOs, to pay attention to resignations and deaths, right? Well, just at the end of last month, literally the Prince of Darkness died, Ozzy Osbourne, and then a day later, the biggest name in sports entertainment and wrestling, Hulk Hogan, died. Okay, how do you get to the top of the rock and roll mountain? How do you put mainstream how do you take wrestling, put it on your back and make it go nationwide mainstream? You sell a little piece of your soul. You do something dirty. You don't become two of the biggest names in the game without doing something. Now, wrestling, it could be more of a household thing than the music industry, I'm sure. And as we've seen with the Vince McMahon trials, allegations, they do some pretty dark stuff. But we know for a fact the music industry is the darkest place you can be.
It can be.
These two
is also the Prince of Darkness.
These two guys die. What if these guys have been in it for so long, they traded up their life so their families or their associates, whatever, get off the hook? You get what I'm saying? Like some of these, if this is as deep as we think it is, there's nothing in the mainstream that hasn't been touched by it. And you take somebody like Ozzy, who must have done something to get we hear about humiliation rituals. We hear about, how all of a sudden
his life for a while was a giant humiliation ritual.
Right. And look how big he is. So now the House of Cards coming crashing down, and he didn't mysteriously die, but he got his last performance in, and then a week later died. Oh boy, they gave him a fucking send off, and then they axed him.
I got something on this too. So there's also, that guy that they keep saying is the new Ozzy, the guy Youngblood or whatever.
No.
So he's this musician, younger kid. You know, he's like the new Prince of Darkness. Ozzy's like put his stamp on him, everything else. And I think at his last concert, it was like they call it a transfer of soul ritual. And like Ozzy was sitting there and he like put his hand on his head, and then like literally he died like the next day or the day later. And this kid's the new Ozzy Osbourne that's been all over and out there and everything else. The other thing I did hear about it is that he didn't die. It was an assisted suicide. Did you hear about that?
No,
So
I did not.
I don't know if it was like somewhere overseas or something they were allowed to do it, but I know he had the Parkinson's real bad too. So I've also heard that, you know, one, I heard it was a soul transfer, as they call it on the black magic side of things. So like he transferred his soul into that young blood soul, and he's going to continue on, and he's going to have the music career, and he's going to continue doing whatever you're doing. But you got to realize
we got to keep an eye on.
But yes, but you also got to realize like these are black magic. So they've been doing black magic. Like he's the Prince of Darkness. He's all about that. You know, the black magic, the witches, all that other stuff, which we've talked about 1,000 times. These people believe in that type of stuff. You know,
you sent that thing where oh man, you sent something that was so crazy. I don't even think I commented on it. Where Hillary Clinton has emails looking for the body of Gilgamesh or something.
Oh, we can get into that, Bubba. That's why we went into Iraq the second time. It's wild though, but
yeah,
but all this stuff, like once you really start looking into it and you see how interconnected it is, it's pretty eye-opening. But like I say all the time, it's also a big burden because like as you increase and get this knowledge, like it's a light switch that you can't turn off. So you take a heavy burden with it too, because one, like everything everybody told me I was fucking crazy about is reality in 2025. I mean, like, think about it. Like, we were talking about climate lockdowns. They're literally finding people in Nova Scotia for going into the woods 25,000.
I saw that.
Like my Canadian brothers and sisters up there, like they're sending me shit because they know I have a bigger following and like people will watch. So I get the Canadians sending me shit all the time, and they're like, put it up for me, and I'm like, I don't give a shit, I'll do it.
It's amazing.
Yeah, but like there's like we're calling that the COVID lockdowns. Like, you know, no, everybody told us there was no Epstein list in 2009. What are you, crazy? Now I have the whole Democratic Party calling for the Epstein list. Oh, it is real. Oh no, it's not real anymore. Trump says it's not real. We need it now. Like I've been talking about this shit for fucking 25 years. So it is or 20 years. Like it is a heavy burden to carry, but like it is also very like rewarding because I'm like, I stuck to my guns and I was fucking right.
Yeah.
Do I believe in some wild shit? Sometimes, yes, but I've also seen wild shit that everybody thought was wild shit come true. You know, like there's literally, I know we're doing a good job of just kind of hopping all over me and you.
Yeah,
but like,
I was gonna say maybe we'll start the show in a little bit and talk about gerrymandering in Texas or Russiagate.
Yeah, and now we're on aliens. It's amazing. I love it because that's where I'm going. You know, so that's where I'm going right now. What's it called? Sorry, I had a call coming through, but we literally like I've been getting stuff sent to me for like weeks now where there's this object the size of Manhattan off of the earth, and they're like, it is not an asteroid
with arms wide open.
Yeah, dude, that's what we were saying. And then I was getting pictures. Somebody said it, and it's like this giant thing outside the Saturn rings that they're taking pictures of everything. So like there's a lot of weird shit. I mean, the government literally admitted to us that aliens were real, like the beginning of the year, and everybody's just like, bingo
which
card.
Is the craziest thing, because
wild.
for how long did we gotten comms and memes and just ran over over the past 8 years of the government is going to commit a false flag operation with aliens.
Operation Blue
And
Beam.
now every other day I see something on Instagram. A light caught in a sky. Oh, beams coming down there. They're tractor beams. Oh, there's that the spaceship that you're talking about that's outside of that's going to collide with us next year. All this, boy, it really feels like they're ramping up the process of a false flag for an alien of some sort.
Yeah, I don't, dude. I just don't like the crazy part is right now, and I'm sure you feel it too. Like, this, the energy in the atmosphere that is going on in our world right now doesn't feel safe, or
Oh,
it's
it's
very chaotic, right?
we are entering the precipice.
So it's
This
very,
is this is the head. We yeah, yes. There's
so it's
something coming, something changing.
So, I mean, I know anybody with like half, like, just awareness, like just walking around, people are on fucking edge all the time, myself included, right? There's this constant worry, like, is the economy going to go? Is there going to be a rush? Like, they keep us in this constant panic state. And what we got to kind of like try to do is, because whatever, people, whatever you want to call them, the elites, the deep state, whatever, like, they believe in this magic. They believe in that type of stuff. So they're using this energy. That's why they do those big Super Bowl things to harvest energy, everything else, right?
Every year,
Yeah.
Skaggs and I sit down at the Super Bowl and we watch the halftime show, and I go, "How do you think we're worshiping the devil this year?"
Exactly. No, but it's all that energy harvesting. It's all that other stuff. The big events, they bring in that energy. Like right now, we're at this, we're operating, and I know this might sound a little woo-woo, but like, we're operating at a frequency we shouldn't be operating at.
Dude,
Right?
I don't know
With
if you
all the
follow
knowledge. No, who?
I don't know if you follow Mercury going into retrograde
I know.
for okay, so for
It's
like
on
the past
Twitter or Instagram or what?
no, the planet Mercury goes into retrograde and it fucks everything up, and there's delays
Yes,
and
yeah,
all
yeah.
this stuff. And dude, like even with that, like my life, like not like it's fallen apart or anything like that. I've had a very good, successful past few
Yep.
weeks, but like before that, like shit was happening at like an accelerated rate that I was just like, what the f, bro? Like I can't catch a break here. Even like today. Today's my first day off in almost 14 days. You
Yep.
know what I mean? Like I literally haven't caught a break or a time to breathe in over 2 weeks. Like things are different, and like that's why I kind of wanted to have an episode like this, because we need to talk about Trump. If we, for the little bit of politics that we are going to talk about, we do need to talk about Trump. If we redistrict Texas and we gain 5 more seats, and then Florida's down to do it and we gain more seats, and we change the whole landscape heading into the midterms. And if we get another census count where we don't count illegal immigrants and all, we sit here, the media tells us that there's 11 million illegal immigrants. We sit here on social media saying there's like 20 million illegal immigrants. What if there's really like 45 million illegal immigrants, right?
It's a lot of
And,
people. I mean, that's small countries.
yeah, yeah,
Or
like
not even small. Those are medium-sized countries.
we are watching, and now DC being federalized. DC has that interesting fact about it that it's viewed as, I don't understand what it's called. I don't I get what it does, but I don't understand how it works. Where the Vatican, Buckingham Palace, and DC are their own like mini states, and they
They're
don't
own
have,
sovereign countries,
yeah,
basically.
they don't have to answer to anyone or anything like that.
That's
And
why it's
like,
called the District of Columbia.
okay, yeah, there we go. And like, that's really interesting that Trump just put it under like federal law, because now this basically this foreign nation is back under control of Trump, under the government.
So that
Like,
goes, yep. Then that goes into like, I know it sounds a little wild or whatever, but that goes back into the corporation of the United States and the
oh,
United.
dude,
They
I
actually.
can't wait to see that yellow stripe off the fringes of the American flag. If you
So,
don't know what we're talking about,
yeah,
look it up. Look it
yeah.
up. I'm sorry to go on this little tangent, and Garrett, but the next time Trump or a politician's talking, look at the flag behind them. It'll be an American flag, red, white, and blue, 50 stripes, 50 stars, 13 stripes, all that, red, white, and blue. But there's going to be a yellow fringe around it. And the yellow fringe signifies the corporation of America. And when that fringe is gone, the corporation has been dissolved.
So technically, from what I understand too, is that fringe doesn't necessarily mean the corporation. It means maritime law, and we're under maritime law. And when you're under maritime law, it's different than like law of the land. So like when you're at sea, there's different laws, and that's why they try you and under the maritime laws. So like even behind judges, a lot of times you'll see the tassels on the flags and everything else, and the fringe on the flags. So they're trying you under not the law of the land, they're trying you under the law of the sea, which there's a lot more,
Which sounds like it's already put against you, but okay.
Yeah, no, it's a lot more, it's a lot more to their advantage, let's say, for me to put it like easily instead of going into a 4-hour tangent on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, the one thing is like it's been federalized, let's say. So I mean, and that's the thing too, is like it's been ran by the same people for this long, and it's this big of a fuck up. Like, what do you have to lose? Now everybody goes, oh, it's fascism. You're under military law. You're under fascism. The whole fucking country's been under fascism for how long now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
it's only
authoritarian
about
when
fascism
Trump does it. Yeah. Allowed COVID to happen.
Yeah.
They allowed it. The mask.
My argument for this is, it's going to come to New York. It's going to come to Chicago. Blah, 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 blah.
Good.
Good. First off, I don't live in any of these places, so I don't care. And second off, I'm not a criminal. I'm not going to be affected by this. Sure, maybe I might get stopped at a traffic stop or something, but at the end of the day, I'm still not a criminal. And if you're not a criminal, you shouldn't worry about it. And it's so ridiculous that here we are in 2025, and the left is what is left of the left is reverting back to pro-crime. That shit's not gonna fly anymore. Back in 2016, 2020, people would tolerate this shit, but it ain't happening no more. People have woken up to it, and they are tired of it. There is, God help me for saying this because it is so ridiculous on Instagram, a fatigue to this crime. All right. And my final argument though on this federalization of DC and stuff like, it's racist, blah, blah. But what happens if crime goes down to zero? Is it really that bad? Is it really still fascist? Are you telling me like there needs to be crime, or could we just eliminate it?
I mean, I posted something on my story if you guys want to go check it out. It's just my name at Instagram, right? But like basically it was what was her name? The old press secretary.
Jasmine Crockett?
No, the old press secretary. KJP.
Yeah.
Where
JP,
it was a throwback of her at a conference or at a press conference, and she's like, "We wanted to tell you about this, and we wanted to clarify about it, but it was basically like a throwback a couple years ago when they did this to DC, that 173 House Democrats backed a Washington, D.C. law to reduce penalties for murders, sexual assaults, robberies, carjackings, armed robberies, home invasions. They reduced the penalty on them in D.C. on all those things. And you're wondering why crime got up. You're wondering why people are not obeying the law.
But see, then
they're like, oh, no, it's not bad. Like, you could just murder and kill my granddaughter out on the street and give them less time when they do that. It was an accident.
That's the play. And it annoys me so much because the play is in your face. They reduced the penalties for what was one. Just give me one example of something. Home burglaries, right?
Murder. Right. They reduced the time in jail for murder, carjackings, home invasions.
Carjacking. Perfect.
Home invasions. I think home invasions
is the scariest thing that could happen to you if you don't have a gun.
Could ever happen to somebody if you don't have a gun. You have a family and you just get a bunch of fucking hoodlums breaking into your house. Like they can rape your wife in front of you.
That's why I have rounds that could shoot through solid doors. Yeah, that's why I have rounds that could shoot through solid doors. All right. But so let's just take carjackings into place. So now they reduce the sentencing for carjackings. So now when somebody jacks a car, you don't get arrested for it. So therefore, the number of carjackings go down. Now you amplify that. You don't try anybody that's even under the age of 18, 17, 16. So now you got some 15-year-old running around jacking cars for whoever's pulling the strings. It doesn't count. They get off. So yesterday or the day before, today's Thursday, so maybe this happened Tuesday.
Wednesday.
Holy shit.
I don't know where. Had your day off. You're good.
Yeah. Anyway, so this must have happened yesterday when Judge Jeannie was like, we need to be trying 13 and 14, 15-year-olds. Yeah, it sounds bad to say that, right? Like,
it sounds terrible to say it, but
right. But at the end of the day, when you look at like who's committing the crimes, it's these 15-year-olds who they know they're gonna get off. It's not even gonna get counted.
It's also the way that like the gangs play it, because they're like, dude, have the young
Like there's
buck,
nobody
have the
above
young
them
buck do
having
it.
this.
No,
Yes.
but that's what I'm saying. Have the young buck do the robbery. You're not even going to jail. You're going to be out, and we'll post your bail, and you'll be out, and it's not a big deal. So this is you don't think the criminals are smart enough? It's like always like the gun thing. Like, oh, put more restrictions on it. The people that don't fucking follow the laws are not going to follow them, no matter how many restrictions you have on them.
Yeah.
You know,
this is a gun-free zone. Guess who doesn't
letting
care?
Everybody out who does anything bad anyway.
Yeah, dude.
Like
if you saw that video,
no bail, no nothing. Like
there was
that.
I think it was that Ohio Jazz Fest where that white couple got jumped by like 20 people.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, the dude who instigated it was out of jail in 24 hours with $400 in a bond fee. What did they charge Kyle Rittenhouse? Now, obviously, two crazy opposite ends of the spectrum here. He shot somebody, but it was like what? Like a $4 million. Yeah, it was like a $4 million bond compared to this guy's $400 bond.
Who tried to like hit him and shoot him too. So
who had a gun, who was swinging a skateboard at his head. Yeah,
who was a convicted pedophile. But no, the left didn't care then.
No,
the left didn't care then. Listen,
it's
and just to put it out there, I don't really like much of the right either right now. So, just so but like we're just calling it how we see it on both avenues. But it's just hypocrisy. Like right now, that's why I was getting back to like the frequency, the energy in the air right now. It's just like people are on high alert, dude. I've been seeing, especially around me, I've known a lot of people who have died recently. A lot of people that have self took care of themselves lately, and it's been like wild. Like people are going through shit. And there's a lot of people, like you see your friends and you see social media and you just see the snapshot of everybody. It's like a highlight reel of everybody's life.
Yeah, it's only the good parts. Yeah.
Or like I know a lot of people that are like ex-addicts or they're mentally ill, and I know them for years, and like they just post some fucking wild shit. It's like one day they're like, I am the best in the world and I'm gonna retire early. The next day they're like, oh, I'm good. I haven't slept in 6 days and I
have a knife.
Yeah. The next day they're like, somebody robbed me. Then the next day they're like, I bought a fucking $70,000 truck. And I'm like, bro, what is your schizophrenic manic brain going on right now? Like, and it's people I've known for years, and I'm like, I know they're mentally ill. Like as kids, they were just like goofy and alcoholics and crazy and addicts, and now you're like, oh, you're fucking mentally ill. Like you can see it now with your posts. Like holy shit! But like people are going through the suck right now. Some people are having a great time and they're doing their lives, but like it's just so weird and so uncertain right now that everybody. I just feel like everybody's like this on high alert all the time.
The landscape is changing. I've really just started learning about like this dead internet theory that like the internet is just all a giant lie.
We were talking about that before.
And nobody's on the internet actually, and nobody has the actual amount of followers that they have, which is heartbreaking for this show because then we're really talking to nobody. But like, and how like Apple is like a gatekeeper and all this stuff, and like if you see it, I was talking to somebody today like. That's it. I need to learn like how to use like Chat GPT and AI and stuff like that, because I really genuinely believe like in the next 20 years, everybody who invested in like Gronk or Tesla or Meta, who's working with AI, whoever's investing in the stock market, it's the next Google, it's the next Yahoo, it's the next Apple. If you could, I don't even know if you could invest in Chat GPT, can you?
Well, I know they were trying to make it where it's just like free to the world because it's helpful or whatever. But that's but
there's somebody who owns it, and that company can be invested in, and that's going to be your next
is like the
Google
new
bubble.
So Sam Altman, I'm pretty sure, is the next is the CEO of Microsoft.
Yeah. So that's your next .com Google bubble to invest in that will change your life. And I think like with this dead internet theory, like the internet is over. Like the way of life that we lived is over. The best way to put it is like, remember like when we were younger and we had cell phones, you had like a Nextel, and
Yeah.
then for a little bit you had like either like a Sidekick or a Razor, and then after that you had a BlackBerry, and
Mhm.
BlackBerry was the king, and then boom, you had iPhone. Well, guess what? iPhone's about to die.
Yeah.
Okay, we are about to get the X phone, whether it's
Yeah.
Elon or just the name X, whatever. And I think that's coming for the internet, and I think that's coming for the world.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I mean, I've been using Chat GBT a little bit more, and it's pretty wild. But it's also like every time I use it, I'm like, oh, it's starting but like it starts to learn you, which is
Yeah.
very weird. So
Well,
I
yeah,
call
and
my,
then
I
it could
call my,
just lie to you too, because it
well,
knows what you want.
so I said, yeah, there's a lot of stuff, and I mean, I don't want to go into it too crazy because we only have so much time left. But
We got like 10 minutes, and we haven't even talked about Obama yet.
yeah, I know. So what's it called? But yeah, I mean, it's also scary because it's like we saw a movie. It's called Terminator, and this is what's fucking
I
happening.
rewatched it
Do you know
just
what I'm
for
saying?
this.
Like
Yeah.
Skynet, this, that. And there's so many companies that like have those names that like we deal with today. Like remember when we were going through COVID and the one company was the same name as a Resident Evil's company, the Umbrella
Oh, the
company?
Umbrella Corporation. Yeah.
Yeah, like it was the same ones like giving the masks out and shit. And it's like,
Yeah.
they do tell you what they're gonna do, art imitating life, predictive programming, whatever the hell you want to call it. Like it's out
Mad
there
Max
in
is
your
a look
face.
into our future. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean it's showing what we're doing. And I really hope we can turn it around. I don't have much faith in humanity at the moment for the amount of stupidity that people keep doing and the amount of justification and
Listen, I found
rationalization that people do on like
Garrett, you
certain
could get
things.
in on it, buddy. I found a ranch in Wyoming for $1.6 million. Me, you, a bunch of the guys that we know will all pitch in on it. The acreage is so big that the ranch itself is bigger than the state of Rhode Island.
I can live there for the rest of my life. I
I
could.
think
So
that's
Cap,
that's where the
I've been,
compound takes place.
bro.
And then
I've
we
been.
could build in the mountains of Wyoming. And I don't think there's really any mountains of Wyoming, but that's where we could build
Yeah,
our dwarf castle underground that we always
underground.
talk about.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly. Well, it's funny you said that because I was looking at a RV park in Wyoming, and I was looking at one in Tennessee and one in Kentucky, and I've been looking, and I'm like, I think I'm just gonna make a compound, and then my friends like, I'll set it up, and
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
when boys can go there, we just hang out. I'll have cabins, I'll have shit like that, and
Yeah.
we'll figure
Dude,
it out.
I look
I just
my
don't even want
favorite.
to deal with people anymore. I just want to go like
No,
live by
my
myself.
my favorite thing on TikTok now is the
Barndominiums.
no, the RV campers, and they do the walkthrough of them.
Oh
And
yeah.
some of them, I'm like, this is bigger than my apartment.
Dude,
I'm
so
set.
wild. It's so wild you said because like me and my wife were literally
It's only $10,000. It's bigger
dude,
than my
I
apartment.
know, and we were looking at there's like single wides, double
Yeah,
wides,
yeah, yeah.
dude. There's triple wides.
Oh yeah,
I'm
but
telling
they
you,
become once you put them there, they're stationary, right? They
you can
you
still
don't
move, but
pack them up as
I guess they kind of like count them as mobile homes because they're made modularly wise or whatever. But me and Rand, we were looking at triple wides the other day. And I'm like, this is bigger than the house I fucking live in now,
yeah.
and
And
it
what is it?
only
Four
cost this much.
bedrooms, 5 bedrooms?
Dude, it
Yeah,
was like 5 bedrooms. You had mud
yeah,
rooms, the bathrooms. Like you could walk like 14 people in the shower. I was like, what
yeah.
the fuck? These are orgy bathrooms. Like, what the fuck is going on
Next week
here?
I'm going away, and my girl showed me like the hotel we're staying in, and
Uh,
I was like, "This is the layout for a condo I want."
yes,
Like, we got like this big suite with like some other people in it. I'm like, "This
yeah.
is what we need to be moving into."
Yeah, this is where we need to spend life,
Yeah,
So I don't know. I think it's a good time for people, to kind of reconnect to what's really important. And it is hard because sometimes you got to unplug from this type of shit.
well, dude,
You
that's the
do.
important thing about with this dead internet theory is if people aren't on the internet, what are they doing? They're reconnecting with the real world, and truthfully, nothing's going to change for the better until we reconnect with the real world. And that's why, like, the 90s was the height of civilization, if you think about it, right?
So
Like
it's so awesome.
we
We had
had
just
compute.
enough
Yeah,
technology without
yes,
destroying
yes.
our children.
We had computers, email was possible. We had cell phones, so you could talk on the go and get in touch with each other in emergency situations or just for social gatherings. You had navigation in your car if you really couldn't figure out where you were going. Like we had just enough technology where the kids still had to play outside, touch grass, be connected with the world. Not everything was monitored and
We need
surveillance.
enough internet just so we can have like Spotify and Pandora. So when we're
Yeah,
hanging out, we can play music and we have the
yeah,
unlimited, catalog of music. Everything else could get fucked. I mean, I appreciate doing this with you and this is fun and we
yeah.
can reach people. So I
If it
still
was
think
gone tomorrow, I wouldn't even shed a tear.
because
Sorry, I
we
love
be
it,
living a
but
better
no.
night. Yeah,
Yeah,
no, we would
dude.
be
Like
living a
when we
better
were
night.
talking, I think so in the wrestling podcast chat that like I really need another group
Yeah,
chat.
yeah,
We were talking like we were all upset that like ESPN is taking over the PLEs for wrestling, and now it's going to be like $30 a month for the ESPN Plus. So it's
yep,
basically $30 a month to watch the PLEs, which is basically what it was for when they had pay-per-views. You might as
yeah,
well just go back to that platform.
yep.
It's still $30 a month. And so I was like, you know what? As much as I love wrestling and that we're changing the platform, I was like, I'll be retiring with John Cena at the end of 2025 because I'm not paying for another streaming service.
So
And I
this
was
is the
like, but hold on,
yeah.
I was like, if I'll watch the highlights if I don't have to pay for it. And then Skaggs and I got into this conversation like the future of social media will probably be like a paywall. And I'm like, well, that's going to be the quickest way to break the addiction because I ain't paying for this shit.
So the wild thing is like if you really think back to what did Klaus Schwab say? You are own nothing and you will be happy. We're literally renting everything. We're renting channels every month.
Mm-hmm.
We own nothing.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, "Oh, we got rid of cable. Fuck cable." But now you're paying where you would have got this channel on your cable package. You're just
Yeah,
paying $30 a month for
I
just
I
that
really
channel. It's
I
wild.
really want to sit down and figure out how much we pay for streaming services and then just compare it to like the gold package for Optimum cable and
Mhm.
see which one's cheaper. Because
It's
probably now the cable's probably cheaper than all the streaming
yeah, because you
services
get
that we
rid of it
have.
and you're like, "Oh, I got internet for $50 or $60 or
Yeah, that's
whatever
what
it
I
is."
pay. I pay $70 a month
For
for
like the
internet,
high
and then
yeah, I
yeah,
got
and
like
then
fiber optic to me now
right, right,
too,
but I don't have any cable. I don't have any cable. So I cut the
Me
cord.
neither.
I have Netflix, Hulu,
Yeah,
all the stream. I got a bunch of
you're already
streaming
over
service.
$100 right there, Bubby.
Which yeah, I'm starting to think like if I just got the top Optimum cable package, internet and cable package, it would be substantially cheaper than what I'm paying now,
It might be. The only thing is like you could sign into your Netflix account anywhere
and
on
just
your
watch
phone.
whatever. Yeah,
That's, I mean, that's the gift and curse. But I'm sure the cable companies at this point in time, they've had to deal with all this other stuff that like you could probably get an Optimum app on your phone and watch it
yeah,
on your phone.
yeah,
Like
yeah. You
it's
want to
like
watch
Optimum
TLC or
streaming.
Cartoon Network? They got it. Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. So, I and the upside to this was like you went on YouTube because there was no commercials. You went on Netflix because there's no commercial. You went on Prime because there's no commercials. Now they have like free shows with ads, or you're on every other thing on YouTube,
If
unless you're on YouTube TV or whatever. It has ads. Everything has ads
if
now.
you
It
don't
just
watch
shifted into
if
the
you
internet.
don't watch Raw live the next day, it is plagued with advertisements.
Yep, exactly.
And dude, it just like look, my parents they bought like the cheaper version of Netflix. It has some ads. They don't care. They
Yeah,
watch like the five same shows on
yeah,
Netflix. If
exactly.
something's really good, they'll
Yep,
watch it.
yep.
Me, I have 5 million things that I watch on Netflix. I don't want to see a single goddamn ad. And
Yeah.
yet there they are. So now even streaming has to evolve to get away from advertisement. There will be a new AI system that will provide us television without commercials that we will all start paying for. And then we're all going to leave streaming services for. And then advertising is just going to plague AI.
Yep. Nope. You're exactly. You're absolutely right. It's fucking wild. It's like full circle. Boom. And that's the
Yep.
thing too. Like nothing is new anymore. Everything's a remake. Everything's a reboot. Like every movie, like I just saw what's his face, the guy, one of the Helms brothers or whatever. I think he played Thor, right? In
Yeah,
Marvel.
Chris Helmsworth. Yeah,
He's gonna be fucking He-Man. Battle
yeah.
Masters of the Universe.
Well,
Like
that's
that's
a
my
new movie,
childhood.
but yeah,
That's not a new movie.
no, they really never made. They only made that Dolph Lundgren He-Man movie that wasn't big. Street
Masters of the
Fighter's coming.
Universe.
Yeah, but you know what though? Like, if you look at
That's from the
like,
80s, Cap.
no, I understand. I know who He-Man is. I played with the toys. If you look at the top grossing movies from like 91 to like 96, they're all originals. You know what I mean? Like, think of like in 93 when Jurassic
Monster Squad, like
when Jurassic Park came out. There
Uh-huh.
was movies and documentaries about dinosaurs, but there was no
Dude, I remember when the first
movie
Jurassic Park
about
came out,
a
it was
park.
huge.
I
Huge.
could still get into Jurassic Park right now.
Yeah.
Greatest movies ever.
Yeah. Not my favorite. I'm more of a Goonies or Monster Squad type of guy, or like
Yeah,
Golden Child with Eddie Murphy.
Golden Child was great. Big Trouble in Chinatown.
That's my favorite.
With the Sasquatch that he fought or whatever, that big
On the
monster
pork-
that came
on the
out.
Pork, yep, on the Pork
Yeah.
Chop Express.
Yeah.
Kurt Russell. Let's get it.
Oh, goddamn.
Well, we're happy that we wasted an hour of your guys' lives.
Yeah, we didn't even get into the conversations we wanted to, but you know what?
It, but we knew that was gonna happen. Skaggs is probably like, you two fucking morons.
That's fine, because this Friday, Skaggs and Big L will be companion streaming WWE SmackDown. So I'm sure that'll be interesting. I haven't watched SmackDown in a minute because, like I said, I don't got cable. So you know, but on that note, thank you guys. Make sure you guys go check out G Money at Garrett Goldsberry on Instagram. It's
just my
at
name
Garrett,
on IG.
at Garrett Goldsberry. And obviously make sure you go check out the Two Do Men link tree where you can find us everywhere. We're still doing wrestling, we're still doing politics. We got some interesting shows coming for you. Also, Garrett, you guys set up a guest for next week, right?
I'm waiting to hear back, but I had
attentively don't hold us to this.
We will let you guys know once we nail down a date. But my old one of my old buddies from my podcast, Teddy Daniels, he ran for the governor of Pennsylvania. He's doing a lot of work and helping with the Trump administration with certain things. You know, most of the liberals fucking hate him to all hell because he's just like a gangster, Purple Heart, war veteran, played college football at the university.
Real terrible guy.
Dude, he's a monster. He's an animal, but he's a good dude. I've had a lot of good talks with him. But you know, he said he wanted to hop back on, and I think he's got some stuff he wants to talk about. So I think me and Skaggs are going to try to maybe possibly have him on next week, if not the following. So
that's amazing.
We'll keep a lookout for there. He'll give you some insight on what he's talking about, what he's going on. And he's a savage. So you guys will appreciate it.
Perfect. Next week, Doom Nation, I will not be here. I am going away. I'm getting out of the Northeast and going south. So that will be a fun time. But like I said, Garrett and Skaggs will be here with more content. Skaggs is putting out content this Friday. So fear not, you will get your little hit
fixed.
Yeah, your Two Doom Men fixed. There we go. On that note, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Say adios.
Later.